if you have a chain of numbers, that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then if you take away the 5 and you put a question mark, most people will say it's common sense to know that the question mark is supposed to be 5. This is something you learn in like 2nd, 3rd grade, when you get to know the x as the unknown in your math class. So some people will call it common sense, others will call it a math problem. And then you also have a chain of numbers with it, which is 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. And then the next number. Some people will still think it's common sense to know that this number is 8, but some will have a bit of a struggle with this and say it's a math problem, and will say, I'm not good in math, so I can't do it. This is something you can train. It's the same with letters. If you switch the numbers here with letters, in the first chain you get A, B, C, D, which is the number of the letter in the alphabet. Most people will then still say it's common sense to say E as the 5th letter, because it's something you know. You know what letter is after D in the alphabet. Then, if you have the other chain, you have A, B, C, E. Most people will have to think before they say H. This is because people don't think of numbers when they see letters. This is also because numbers and words are not stored in the same place in the brain. People remember a number in different ways. There are a lot of studies on how to do this, and I'm not going to go into this. Just remember that the brain is not like a computer, and memory is not something you can use up, or you're not in a shortage of memory if you're looking at something. And I will make another episode about memory. Then we can have another picture, which is chain of pictures, and most people will still think it's common sense, but some will just see pictures and don't really understand what's going on. But as you can see the dots on the squares there, you can think the squares are going from side to side, up or down, or in a circle. It doesn't really matter. The 4th picture will be the same as the picture number 2. You will not really think much about this, and how you get to that conclusion is abstract thinking. Then you have another picture, which is lines. And getting the 4th picture out here might be rather weird. You could see this as like a swing going from side to side, But you can also see it as a line going in a circle, which is what this is. So the fourth picture will be a square with a vertical line in the middle. But for some people, a horizontal line, like the picture in number 2, is just as logical. But that is logical thinking, and I'll make an episode about that later. Then we have another picture. So there's the solution. But then, this picture. It's rather hard to understand if you can't see it, and you usually get options when you are trying to solve this kind of problems. So if you get a chain like this, you can see 3 pictures and then a question mark in the last square. By reasoning, you can assume it's not the A, because it's not enough squares, and you will have to think a bit more. The picture is only hard to understand because you have to think how many things are moving. You have to think, what is standing still? But then if you have 4 options, it will be easier than if you had no options. So because you have 4 options here, you might get it right away, and then you will say maybe that it's the picture C, because that is the correct answer. But even if you don't understand why, you can still reason to it, because it can't be any of the other. So just reasoning how to think, and just reasoning to get the right answer here, it's something you can train to do, and as I say, practice makes perfect.